My name is Sanaipe Mama, and I am the primary caregiver of a beautiful 7-year-old boy who was diagnosed with autism just after his second birthday. A diagnosis of any disability is what is known as a life change. A significant and unexpected shift in the trajectory of your life that initially feels devastating, but has the beneficial outcome of catalyzing personal growth, transformation, and rebirth. Yes, the diagnosis shapes your life and turns it upside down. And as hard as it may seem, it's not all negative. Your child can actually recover from autism and other developmental disabilities. It is with this in mind that I came together with a wonderful team of professors. USIU African Psychology Department, ably represented here today by Professor Margaret Njoroge, the head of the Department of USIU, and the University of Nevada in Reno, USA, to start the first ever applied behavior analysis course in Africa, the Kalal ABA program. By the end of January 2025, we will have trained 60 therapists who will be able to work with children and adults on the spectrum. ABA is a research-based behavior therapy for people with autism and other developmental disorders. Its goal is to see an increase in positive behaviors and decrease in negative behaviors, all whilst learning new skills and improving our social interactions. When it comes to therapy, we are, unfortunately, as a country, light years behind the rest of the world. I have been told about families who live outside of the capital city, who drive all the way to Nairobi and back twice a week for their child to receive 1 hour of speech therapy. There are families who have sold property, including their own homes, to take their children abroad for therapies that are not readily available in Kenya. Assistive devices, vitamins, medicines, and other necessary items to look after our children cost an arm and a leg and are not easily available in Kenya, so we must import them. When we do that, we are hit by KRA, adding to the never-ending costs associated with care. As for our education sector, we have fought for the minimal spaces for our children. Understanding and acceptance do not seem to be part of the curriculum for training of teachers. Our children are seen as troublemakers, are not worthy of the teacher's time, and thus get thrown out of school more times than you can imagine. Children and adults with autism are the most vulnerable citizens of our country. Given the right access to therapy, education, and healthcare, plus societal acceptance, unconditional love, and the level of support provided by local and national authorities are important factors determining the quality of life of people with autism and can help them reach incredible heights. Again, I reiterate, recovering from autism is possible. You saw Daniel today. A few years back, Daniel couldn't speak. Now he's speaking and playing with. Congratulations. As challenging as it may seem, there are many on the spectrum who have achieved amazing feats. Every trait can contribute to accomplishing great things. There are many famous people who have used their strengths to achieve success, fame, or to break barriers. The likes of Bill Gates, Henry Ford, Sir Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, Elon Musk, and even Lionel Messi have all been diagnosed with autism. And yet, despite the challenges, they are able to surmount many obstacles. Drawing on their interests, they've used autism as a gift and shared their respective interests with society. In closing, and on behalf of my fellow caregivers, this is what we would like to see happen in Kenya. We would like an increased commitment by our government to take action to improve the quality of life of people with autism. The Ministry of Labour and Social Protection to provide guidance on policies and action plans that address autism within the broader framework of health, mental and brain health, and disabilities. The Ministry of Health contributing to strengthening the ability of the health workforce to provide appropriate and effective care and promote optimal standards of health and well-being for people with autism. The Ministry of Education to expand its curriculums to include training of teachers to work with children on the spectrum and more integrated schools. The National Treasury to to look into ways to exempt caregivers from taxes of goods and services necessary for our children, and to also include these families in the list of those eligible for financial aid. Inclusion of caregivers and practitioners to the decision-making organ of the National Council of People Living with Disabilities. Thank you, and God bless you all. And remember, recovery from every disability is